Well, the current pronunciation is actually herreteman, but I don't care. You can pronounce it like however you want it. I'm used to it. And I'm gonna be running this. I'm the ALBW guy, and I'm gonna be running ALBW. That's my thing. And with me I have...
I'm Desert Eagle.
I'm
All
Flora
right.
Berry.
All right, the file name. Let's see if we have it here. One final refresh. And there have been no new donations. So, the winner of the file name incentive is, one more time for the people at the back, now, that is obviously much longer than 10 characters, I can imagine. So we're going to be using the shortened version, which I'll spell out for you. It's double L,
L
A N,
A-N
F-A-I-R, and both letters in capitals, P-G.
PG. Alright.
And there you go.
It's not long, so nice.
There you go. Once
Right.
again,
We're not gonna start yet because if I do this, I'm gonna save 10 whole frames from not starting from that. Alright. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Right, so this is Link Walls. You may think it's really familiar to A Link to the Past, and you will be right. It's an spiritual successor. Or if you're Japanese, it's Kamigami no Triforce 2, so an actual sequel. Right? Other than the look and kind of feel of it, it's really, really different. So no, it's not a sequel. Shut up.
It's the most non-sequel sequel I've ever seen.
At the start, we're gonna have a lot of cutscenes, so we can kind of explain how the game works. Because we are not gonna have items in dungeons, we don't have to enter dungeons and find said item. We can just go right away because all of the items, it's not open right now, but it's gonna be open in a sec. All of the items are in a central house here that acts as a shop, and we can rent them. And if we rent them and we die, we lose them and we have to rent them again. Or we can buy them for, I think the minimum is 800 rupees, which we don't want to, of course.
Right.
Take it. Oh, and this is a weather vane. Save points and warp points, double use. And we have to save at this one to actually continue. So I'm gonna do just that.
Yeah, you don't want to not save there, because goalie there will walk back onto the screen and yell at you about it.
Right. We wake up late, of course. This is a Japanese game. It's something that happens a lot. And we have to go to work in the blacksmith. We are a blacksmith apprentice. That's the lore for the hat and everything, because that's apparently how blacksmiths actually dress. And since we are late, we're gonna miss this. This is the captain of Hyrule, the Hyrule Guard, rather. He orders a shield and a sword, but forgets the sword, which is the actual important part. So we have to get it and deliver it to him. Kind of. We're gonna take a small, just a really small detour first. Right, first actual trick. Let's get push jump. Yeah. Nice. Right, I want to get this weather vane first. Kakariko is our central point for many events, so I'm gonna be warping back here quite a lot. And then we're gonna go to Death Mountain to do stuff. You can explain why we can do stuff there, because it's not normal, while I try to get this crow to cooperate.
Okay, so the reason why we're going to Death Mountain is there's a cutscene there that will set the flag for opening Ravio's shop, which kind of breaks things, but it saves a lot of time, so that's why we do it, and easy every time.
Easy every time. This game has 3D physics, despite being 2D in the way it plays, so we can just do stuff like that. It's very funny. Also, I need to survive this, and I'm gonna take the heart because this is a marathon. I don't want to die here. At least, never mind, that's a spoiler.
Yeah, dying is generally considered bad in this game.
Right, 6 rupees. That's fine. I'm gonna need 10 rupees before doing something that I'm not gonna spoil. And now that we're here, we want to get the weather vane and grab the rest of the rupees. I want to get as many rupees as possible because later on I'm gonna need about 50 rupees in random drops. So getting as many as possible at the start is gonna just save a little bit more of RNG. So we wait. Oh, that was pretty fast actually.
Nice.
And 20 is plenty. And now we die. That's the spoiler. Sorry. Oh, but dying is actually good because... Pow! Ravio shop. This is Ravio. He invades our home. Actually, not yet. He's in our home, but he hasn't invaded our home. It doesn't make sense, but it will make sense like in 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, something really I find really neat here is like, the start of this game, or, like Eric said, once, if you die, you lose your items here. But, like, you can kind of death abuse up until, like, you get your first item, which here is the fire rod.
For free.
And this is true, I think, in every category.
Yes, that is especially for glitchless early game.
Mm-hmm. I think we do 3? Is it 3
No,
deaths?
just 2.
Just 2? Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Both Flora and Desert are glitchless runners. I'm also technically a glitchless runner, but that doesn't count because I do everything.
I do also have some ILs, but they're ILs and nobody really does them.
I'll do them at some point. I don't know. I'm very lazy with that. Anyway, we are actually continuing the story this time. We're gonna go and deliver the sword. And by deliver, I mean we're gonna just use it. Thanks to our friend here. You may recognize him from Ocarina of Time if you run Hando. It's the boy, Dampe.
The man with the tusks.
Tusks?
I am now only ever going to see those as tusks instead of teeth.
I guess they are. Yeah, sure. Anyway, Dampe is actually pretty cool because he's the guy that's gonna tell us, hey, use your sword. So we're gonna do that. Swords are pretty important, but you can technically finish this game swordless except for one thing, which is Hyrule Castle Barrier. Right, and we have to go through Sanctuary equivalent to Link to the Past, where we're gonna get a very important item, the lamp. The lamp is not that important, but it unlocks something really important, so we want to actually get it. Because now, when we get the lamp, it's technically the first usable item you have to get, so it unlocks the Y slot. So we can go through this. And during this section I want to get at least 50 rupees, which are readily available. And it's pretty important. I have more rupees right now, but for the future I want to grab everything. Nice.
I really enjoy the parody of the any percent and glitchless run here, where you're like, don't get too many rupees.
And now some ghosts that are hopefully gonna give me a good pattern. Not the case, unfortunately. But it's fine. And this is left side instead of the right side on A Link to the Past. That's really confusing, by the way. If you play a lot of random like I used to, I went back to this game and I pulled the right one. It's easy confusion. And we're gonna meet Yuga. I mean, skip the cutscene. And now, sit back and enjoy. For we meet Ravio, this time for real. There he is. There he is, also. Enjoy the two Rabios. They are not gonna disappear at any point. So, the reason why there's two Rabios, by the way, when we beat Sanctuary, this Rabio appears, which is the home invasion Rabio. He stands in front of the bow and gives us this. And he's supposed to go away once we unlock the shop. But we unlocked the shop already, so he's just there. Forever. We're gonna have two Rabios forever. That's how it works. I'm so used to it, but when I do something that doesn't have two Rabios like Grixis, I feel really weird. Also, I'm gonna get this. The most broken item in the game.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And now we're supposed to go to Zelda, but instead, we're gonna go right into Eastern Palace.
Yeah, we're not actually going to see Zelda for quite a while.
I think we see Zelda twice in the whole run. It's gonna be midpoint and start, and that's it. So, this guy,
Oh yeah.
nice.
I love that arrow shot there. I think Flora taught me that one. Such a nice little swag strat.
Yeah, for some reason, arrows just travel through transitions, so that works. And just like that. We're gonna skip a cutscene here as well. Osvala is not here. And that's pretty cool. As we go into this dungeon, which has a global cycle. You can explain it while I do it.
So there's some balls here that herreteman is going to try to damage boost off of. Yep, just like that. And that saves quite a bit of time and is probably the biggest time loss here in my glitchless PB because I don't do that.
Come on. There's a lot of counted rupees here, so I'm gonna get them. It's kind of important that I have about 270, I think, when I exit. I never actually remember. And this one is pretty straightforward. Just get this key, go up, and then we do some magic.
Yes.
And hopefully drop here. No drops. Such. Okay, explain the trick while I do it because I want to concentrate on that. Oh, thank you.
Ooh, nice. Alright. So, what herreteman here is going to try and do is use the statue in combination with the tornado rod. So right now he's getting the statue over in position and unfortunately went back down, but almost there. And he's going to get up on the ceiling with the aid of the statue and the tornado rod, as you saw there.
And we just fall here. And that's Eastern Palace. Oh wait, we have to actually fight Yuga. I forgot.
Like, oh yeah, there's a boss here.
And this was Fala. Say hi to Osvala. Pretty cool. And now he's a painting. He also has a very important item that we have to get later, for sure.
I know, super important item.
Oh yeah.
Two arrow shots.
And I guess fun fact about
Go ahead. Explain. It's
Fun
gonna
fact
be
about damage boosting with Armos statues. There's two different types of Armos statues in the game, and they each have a different timing for that trick.
And that's Yuga. And with Yuga we have the gimmick of the game, merging. Also get this for safety. And very important that we get all of the rupees while we go out of here. To explain merging just very briefly, we can go onto walls and walk either left or right at a fixed altitude, and we can't really go through every single wall. There's like torches and stuff that block your path. So it's a very specific thing in some places, but it's required to actually finish the game, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, we can pretty much merge onto like any of these smooth, flat surfaces. You might notice some of the walls here have like chunks missing out of them, and that's kind of the like, you can't go this way parts of the walls.
And that's actually Eastern Palace, for real. So we're gonna have a lot of cutscenes here. Perfect time for some donations.
I was just about to ask as well. So yeah, we have a couple here. We have $20 from Boku saying, "Hey yo R, it's been a while since I last heard about you. Imagine my surprise to see you're a speedrunner now, as well as part of ESA. Good luck and do your best." We also have $20 from Un Fantasma Mas saying, "Good luck to my friend Herrete in his run. Let's keep donating for a good cause." Vamos Rafa!
Vamos, Rafa!
And
Shout out
that-
to Fantasma, old business partner, I was going to call it that, on Speed Gaming Español. Basically a channel for the speed gaming community in Spanish. I used to run that. I didn't recognize the other one, so no idea about that. Maybe it wasn't for me, so never mind that. Anyway, we are right here next to the rubber shop, so we're gonna go and get one item and one discounted item, because that's how the game works. If you need an item to actually finish a dungeon, it's gonna give it to you at a discount. Oh, I should also mention, there's a chance that we're gonna get a Rabia joke, and that loses time, so please... why did I say it? Oh, wait. That's the next attack.
You only got it because you said it.
Yeah. It's a unique joke for every single item for some reason. And it's just random. Alright. Beating Eastern Palace sets a lot of things in motion, like Gully goes missing. The castle got locked, as you said, or as you saw, rather. And we also get the access to Irene's spell, which is held by Irene, which is right here. Shout outs to Irene. Best character in the game.
Shoutouts to the awful category that is low percent for skipping this item.
I'm
Oh,
the only
no.
one that has taken low percent seriously at some point. Low percent is such a good meme. 3 hearts.
I did not know low percent skips this.
Oh, you know what else it skips as well? Because 100% gets every single weather vane, but low percent can't. So we only get the first one. So if you die anywhere, or you can't go back. It's so funny.
That's...
Anyway, since we can do basically everything, we're gonna go and grab a few items actually, but a single one that is really important, and we not have to go to Zora's domain for that, which is right here. This is actually possible without merging, by the way, but it also sucks because it requires using a V with no sword, so you have to just farm bees by using bushes. I've done it like once in my life, and I don't want to do it ever again.
Definitely understand those things. Like, yeah, I got this. I've done it. That's enough. Never again.
Right. That shady guy is pretty shady. He did something to the Zora Queen. And we're gonna go and find shady guy right here. We need 200 rupees for this super smooth gem. That is pretty important for later. And then we have to spook shady guy to get something extremely important. Maybe the most important item in the entire run. For many reasons. So fall down here, merge behind him. And he's gonna give us the Pegasus boots. This is very missable, by the way. I didn't find it in my first playthrough of this. So shoutouts if you never got it.
I was just going to say, fun fact, I missed this until the very end of the game when I couldn't get the heart pieces from the race game.
Alright, with that, boots obviously really fast. They let you go in 8 directions instead of 4, which would be a link to the past. And you also can change directions, which is a bit annoying sometimes. But they are also much more broken. We'll see pretty much for the entire run, especially when we go to low room. Also bombs, don't forget. Because we're gonna do something very minor, but also very important.
Yeah, very minor, but saves quite a lot of time.
Yeah. This is one of the many things that make me jealous of any % as a glitchless runner.
Yeah,
This
fun fact.
right here.
Everything, as you can see, is slightly tilted away from the camera. That includes every single collision box. So that pillar is just way too close to the wall, and we can just do that. Also, this is Oren. Hi, Oren. She's gonna give us something that Zoras have in every single Zelda game, except the ones you can swim on, but those don't count. It's the flippies. Flora is kind of an expert on flipper stuff, so explain why they are important.
So flippers are important because it makes entering House of Gales fun, and and it's also required to beat Swamp Palace because the devs really went out of their way to make sure you can't do Swamp Palace without flippers, it seems.
Yeah, there's actually a... You know what? I'm gonna try it. The Jesus walking glitch, as we call it. Maybe I get it? Nope, not even close. You can spam A. Wait, maybe you can do it with flippers. Never mind. You can spam A and just walk through water for a very, very slight distance that is just barely enough to not skip flippers forever. And this is House of Gales. Wind-based dungeon. New to this game. And kind of broken as well. It's fine. We have many pots. Right. Pretty important strat in this room. I'm gonna hit all of them and then double hit these 2 guys for a really fast cycle. And the next room is gonna be, if everything goes well, it's gonna look really cool. But if it doesn't, basically, Tornado Rod is going upwards in a straight direction, and there are moving platforms, so we can abuse that and get on a moving platform as it moves. And I'm a bit late up to that, so nah,
Oh.
it's fine. Oh, I was too early this time. You can do it on the lower side, but this is just slightly faster. There we go. Oh, come on. And now we're gonna hit that switch. Oh, I messed it up. Maybe? Yeah, I can ride that wind while it's getting activated. And that gives a small cutscene, but it's fine. Because the important part is this second floor. Damages to that. And remember, objects are slanted and their collisions are too, so we can do this very cool thing here. And just grab the key. If I actually get it. Right. Go away. There we go. And now we're gonna take a small detour to get the boss key and do something that we call skip, 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 because they skip the skip, that skip the skip. And you can start playing that as well. It's gonna be really funky.
Okay, so the old skip was you could use the Armos to skip a small key, but now we have this, which allows us to skip that, and I'm not too sure on what other things exist here.
Yeah, you just do that, and now you're on the third floor. Just like that. And since we didn't use any keys on that second floor, we can just go right into the boss. And by the way, this is a Pegasus boots, but also hover boots. If I actually get it, come on, man. There we go. We can just do that. Right into Margo Mill. The pancake stack. Right. First hit is really easy, but then we're gonna have to dance with him for a while. And snipe die with this. And we're gonna void out because... Alright, we didn't explain stamina. Come on, Glitchless runners.
Wait. Okay, so normally you have a stamina meter, which you get because if you did the Ravio cutscenes properly. However, we didn't do any of that, so we don't have a stamina bar. That shows, but it still exists. And voiding out instantly refills your stamina.
Yep, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's gonna be important to wait a certain time to also recharge that. It's about 15 seconds. Anyway, that was Margo Mill. Easy boss, easy life. And we're gonna get the hard container here because it's actually faster. Because I don't go for the skip, because it's definitely slower, and you are not gonna change my mind on that.
Yeah, it's so close that if it is faster, it's probably still not even worth it. It would probably only be worth it in a task setting, which, Citra, yay.
Yay! Alright, that's gonna be House of Gales, and while we walk to Tower of Hera, we can definitely fit in a few donations.
All right, a couple have come in since last time. We have a $15.15 donation from Puddings saying, Link Between Worlds is probably the Zelda game I've played the most since it came out. Shoutouts to the baseball minigame. Wish it was in this category. Good luck on the run. And we also have $150 from Vela's Couch saying, Hey ESA, great to see you again. Always nice to watch the amazing games, including A Link Between Worlds. Good luck to all runners, and thanks for the great event. Thank you both for your incredibly generous donations. We're at $9,235, and we are $122 away from meeting that community dub incentive for Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Really not long to go, so I'd love to see it get met, so let's get those donations in. Herreteman, back to you.
All right, important thing, we can... I mean, it's... Walking walls is a thing in this game, right? So we just do this here for escape. Yeah, it's legal if I don't mess it up. Come on, it's getting a little hairy, but it's fine. I can get some rupees and make up for no RNG drops. There we go. Right. I need my mental energy for Hera, so hopefully everything goes there, or goes well. English is hard sometimes, don't mind me. Right, Hera is a really funny dungeon. You can start explaining it already because we may not have time for it.
Yeah, Hera is probably the main reason I don't run any percent. Which will be understandable once you see this trick.
I'm gonna need silence for a trick, but basically how this dungeon works is that it's a vertical dungeon that you can fall and raise on for floors, and that means that Link's position in the actual dungeon is determined by the Y value or X, C value, whatever, the height. So we can abuse that with a 2-frame trick that hopefully is gonna be first try. Oh. 150. Nice. Right, here we go. Way too early. No, we have to wait for stamina. Just for a little bit. Way too late. This is pretty hard, by the way. This trick is one of the hardest in the run. And it's right at the start, which is nice for resets. But hopefully I get it. Ugh. But you can see the actual intention of the trick now. Right. Come on, man. Come on. There we go. Now we are out of bounds. I don't have the actual time I entered it, but we have to wait for about 15 seconds, just chilling, so we can continue going up.
So I guess I will now explain. This game runs at 60 frames per second, so a 2-frame trick is equivalent to a frame-perfect trick in a 30 frame per second game.
Yep. Should I go for the funny thing? I don't think I'm not gonna go for the funny thing, considering how the first one is going. Nah, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's make up for it.
Boy.
Just some tile room action here. And I'm gonna change to bombs and try to get another bomb rod. That's how we call this. Nah, it's fine. It's fine, we can just do this. Not the greatest hero, but I'll take not actually dying over that.
Seems worthwhile.
Finally, we don't have the boss key, but the boss key is right here. Thanks, Nintendo. Right, really infamous boss coming up. That I'm gonna try to do really fast if everything goes well. Also, he doesn't look like a burger. Shut up. He totally doesn't.
Yes, definitely not a burger.
Yeah, I definitely don't call this boss Burger King.
Bounce off, nice, and now final hit, really good. That was Moldorm. Really cool thing that they got in this game. You can actually hit him with anything that isn't a sword or hammer. So shout out to Nintendo for actually improving a boss. Also, I'm gonna skip this, I don't care. If you go down and then go back up, the pendant is spawned, and you can just skip it. And that's all 3 pendants. It's time for the obligatory Master Sword. But we have a long way to go to that, so do we have any donations to read?
We do have this one, $50 from Marvin with no comment, but it is going towards the community dub incentive. So the gap to completion is closing. We need $72 more to get the community dub incentive met, with 3 runs to spare as well. So get those donations in so we can get that incentive met as quickly as possible. All right.
Okay, Lost Woods is pretty easy in this game, but hopefully I get an apple for the fans. Yeah!
Nice.
Apples are 1 heart, but they are also really funny, so I like them. You can put apples in bottles as well, for some reason. Oh, right, this. Explain. While I pay attention.
Oh.
Somewhat.
Yeah, so the whole deal here with the Lost Woods is, in this first part here, we have to follow the ghost that was, the Poe that was talking to us at the beginning. In the next one, we're going to have to not follow the 2 Poes that talk to us. And then in the third one, we have to not follow the 3 Poes that talk to us.
Don't say
Oh,
I'm gonna do something cool for the last one. Maybe.
Oh.
The ghosts seem to move very weirdly, but they actually move to the same positions every single time. So we don't need to really pay attention. We just need to look at the end of it. So for example, this is this exit. And this last one is impossible. So I'm gonna do it blindfolded, kind of.
Yeah.
Right. Not looking. Nope. Just let me know if I get it.
And I
Did I? Wow, I got it. How? How? It's always down, by the way.
Yeah.
And here's
So the actual thing we do there, in the first one, it's the Poe that ends on the right side. Follow him. In the second one, the top and bottom Poes, don't follow them. And as herreteman said, the last one is just down.
Yep.
No matter what.
So we can just do that. Right, Master Sword is obviously important to continue, but it also unlocks something extremely important. So we're gonna go to Ravio's shop right away.
Yeah, what Master Sword unlocks probably makes the A Link Between Worlds speedrun what it is.
We're also gonna go and get everything else that we need. Every single item in the shop, none left behind. Oh, second Ravio is also here, but say goodbye to him. We're not gonna see him for the entire run after this. So bookshelf. For Swan Palace. Ice Rod for Turtle Rock. Oh, come on. And there are no items left. We have everything. Not a single one.
Yeah. Yeah, Boomerang just doesn't count as an item
What's a
unless it's 100%.
This game has a boomerang?
I mean, it's required for one thing that we don't even need it for. The the Flipper Station dungeon, which can be beaten without flippers. So good
And
dungeon,
it's actually
Nintendo.
faster to beat it without flippers.
Yep.
Oh.
Right, something funky is gonna happen here, by the way. We didn't go to the castle earlier, so nothing happened. Zelda didn't give us anything, and everything is fine. There are no enemies, no invasion by Yuga or anything. It's just normal. Ignore the fact that we're gonna be shot with an arrow at any second. He's just taking his time. Right, nothing out of the ordinary, as I said. They just have really funky decoration.
Yeah.
Right, what we unlocked, by the way, is Quick Equip, which is this handy thing that I have here that allows me to change items on the fly while I do anything. It's really cool, but it also allows, if you see I'm spamming ice like this, what happens if I use it and open the menu? I can go really fast. This is what we call Quick Equip cancelling, and it's going to be really, really important for the rest of the run, so keep it in mind. Also, it's time to go talk to Zelda. That's what we do in the game. Definitely Zelda. Right here on camera. Zelda's gonna give us the Pendant of Courage, by the way. We're supposed to get Pendant of Courage from here, and then the castle gets sealed, and they say, "Oh no, Zelda has the Pendant of Courage. What are we gonna do?" Well, I don't know. Also, hi Zelda. There she is. And now it's time to go up the castle tower, which is a lot of basic rooms. Harold noticed me. And Harold is here. Come on, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that guard is just mean.
Not as mean as this guy. Look at his weapon. He's gonna destroy me. So anyway,
Yeah, so that arrow shot there on him stops him. After you hit him like 3 times, he'll usually put that ball in front and you ricochet off of him, but the arrow shot stops that.
I thought it's really good, by the way. Has a really strange hitbox, but it works out in our favor. Also, stairs make the sword not work sometimes, so that was weird. Come on. Thank you.
Yeah, stairs in this game are kind of broken.
Oh.
And
This room, by the way. Very cool room.
Here is another one of the
another,
artifacts.
yeah.
And we fall into this. And hey, any Zelda fans here? Because we're gonna see Zelda! Yeah, there he is. She is. English is not my first language. I'm sorry. There's Zelda. Lovely. Nothing could happen to her. Oh well. She is now painting. What can you do? And with that, Yuga has all the Chaos Emeralds. And he can now transform into Ganon or something. So he's gonna escape to the top of the castle. And we have to go through many, many stairs to get there. So nothing is gonna happen except a lot of dashing. We can fit in a few donations while we get to the fight.
Fantastic. Well, I have a couple here. We have $20 from Nico Hart saying, community wubba lubba dub dub. Come on, let's meet that goal. And $22 from Zaki saying, wow, loving this event so far. Keep it up. Let's see some Prince of Persia. Both of these are, of course, going towards the community dub incentive. And if I do a quick refresh and do some little mental math, we are $30 away from making it happen. It could be any one donation now. Any one donation could do it. Can't wait to see the $2,000 for the community dub. But yeah, herreteman, back to you.
Right, you got to really, really good team, amazing team. I have a kind of an annoying fight. You can proceed to explain it because it's still really short unless I get absolutely trolled.
So this fight's gonna be a little similar to the first one. We're going to have to hunt him down. He's gonna merge into the wall, but this time he splits into 3. And there's a real one that we have to hit. And you don't want to hit the wrong one, otherwise some guards come out of the wall, and we really don't want that.
And for the last one,
All there is.
nice. We do this. And also for the funny factor, place that.
Nice.
Easy fight. And that's gonna be Hyrule. We go into the second part of the run, which is Lorule. 7 dungeons, but they are gonna be much, much quicker. And while we have all of the time going to Lorule, I used to run the Spanish restream, so I wanted to shout out every single restream because you are really underappreciated for general audiences, because non-English content is really cool for speedrunning. So I have a whole list with that. Shout outs to we have 2 runners on some restreams. On the French one we have Mia. Bonjour to the French restream. This game is really popular with French people for some reason. Every single new guy is always French, and yet they don't have a top time, so get to that. And on the Brazil one we have Romulo. Obrigado for the commentary, Romulo. He's better than me and really cool. Yeah, sure. On the German one we have Blueswelt and Stormsen. Thank you for the commentary. Something like that. I probably boosted it. I couldn't find who was commentating on the Italian and Russian ones, but privet and spasiba the commentary. And grazie for the commentary. Ciao to the Italian stream. And of course, the Spanish one, Hasasasas, my friend, and another version of me. ¿Quién eres, RT? ¿Por qué te llamas como yo? No entiendo nada. And for the final one, Japanese versus stream. I'm really excited to be on a Japanese versus stream, so thank you, Manmaru-san. I have a whole message for that. I'm going to try to read it, but I don't have time. Right, we're going to activate this. I guess I'll read it later. I didn't have as much time as I expected. Also, we should take a break.
Oh, God. Yep.
Right, low road route. You can explain it fully because it's quite complicated actually. What you can do.
Okay, so the Laurel route for this game is the route we'll be doing is generally the route that's been accepted, but there's certain ways you want to do the dungeons in order because it's just faster to do certain dungeons after others.
But you can do them in any order basically. It's gonna be more complicated,
Yeah.
but I want to start with Swamp because we have a few cool things in Swamp like this. Ice Rod is also broken. That's a nice rod clip. It spawns a block and we use it. And this actual dungeon is my nemesis, so I'm gonna try to concentrate on it while you try to explain it because it's hard.
Yeah. So we're gonna just start here, go into this room. We're gonna deal with that bug, then hopefully clip in with these stairs. But
Come on. This trick is, or this clip in particular is really, really annoying and really inconsistent. Also, this guy is here, and I would rather not.
Oh my God.
Right, deal with that guy. Don't let it ruin the speedrun.
yeah, those seal things are just the worst.
Come on.
That seal thing killed so many of my ILs.
This is such an inconsistent clip and I hate it. There we go. Alright, there's a lot more to this, so hang on tight. We have this funny thing here called hook shock hang. Very funny.
Yeah, what's funny that you couldn't see is that the direction you have to hold for the hook shot isn't consistent. It can either be like right or down.
And we raise the water level with that. And we're gonna go all the way through out of one's water to a really specific position and try to clip halfway into the boss arena. Come on.
Yeah, we can't actually clip directly into the after boss loading zone, or else we soft block.
Come on. Alright. There we go. Now just a little further down. Nice. And then no! I went too fast. I got impatient. That's such a finicky escape.
Luckily, yeah.
I hate
Luckily, this boss is pretty easy, so it's of all the bosses to miss the skip on, it's not the worst.
It's fine, yeah. Argos is super easy, but it takes a while still. That sucks. I hate that trick with a passion, and I wanted to get it in a marathon, but oh well. At least we can see the full potential of Ice Rod here coming up.
That's true. Yeah, so Ice Rod on here is really nice. You might, if you've played this before, you'll remember Argus here will try to start shooting out lasers and jumping all over the place. And the Ice Rod cancels out those attacks. You have now seen.
Should be last hit. Not yet. Not yet. Never mind. There we go. It sucks that we didn't actually skip him, but at least I did most of the things.
Yep.
We
Right
can move
next
on.
to the door.
We can move on with
Yeah,
our
you-
lives. And now we have very little time until next dungeon, but go ahead, read some messages.
Well, I have a very important one. It's $50 from username Niels saying, sure, we can manage $30. I'm sure of it. 30 of that is going to the community dub, 20 to the Pray Any Percent Glitch exhibition, but that's not the important bit. The important bit is $2,000 for the community dub have been raised.
I can actually clap, but nice.
Absolutely incredible. Keep those donations coming. Let's get to 10K. We're just over $600 away from that. But yeah, back to you, herreteman.
All right, very important because we are going into the next dungeon right away. But it's not quite what you think. It's Desert Palace?
I guess.
Okay, how much desert are we gonna see today? Flora and or desert?
So, we're gonna see absolutely zero desert. And instead we're gonna see just a different swamp. Or I guess it's called a mire, but
It is a mire, yeah.
There'll be some sand for a little bit. That's about it.
Yeah.
yeah, just a little.
So the gimmick of Desert Palace is that it's actually in Hyrule, but the boss is in Laurel, so how about we just go into him?
We ain't got time to be going back to Hyrule again.
Come on. There we go. Go up. Here's Marcus. And now for the second most broken item in the game, the Fire Rod. Because we can do that. All right, we have a boss. How are we gonna beat the boss without the Sun Rod?
And how are we gonna do it without sword beams?
Right. I guess we can just do that. That's Desert Palace.
Man, that dungeon was really challenging.
That's also Irene. Hi, best sage and best girl. So, Desert Palace skip is a thing that has happened many times and with many setups. That one is the last iteration, which is not that new actually. It's like 2 years, 3 years old at this point, but it's really cool. And the boss skip is very important because I said the boots are probably the most important item in the entire game. Skipping that boss with the boots lets us do so many things that save time that it's actually unreal. It's such a good thing. Also, for the desert fans. Alright, let's give them just a little bit of desert as we go here, because it's convenient, and warp away for our next dungeon. So, feed in some donations as we go into the worst dungeon in the entire run.
Well, I do
Oh
have...
god, this one.
All right, let's have a look-see here. We have $15 from Ananas. They're asking a very good question. The Prince of Persia incentive got met. Now what am I supposed to donate for? Well, first and foremost, you kind of answered your own question. You put the money towards the glitch exhibition of Prey, which, let me just, again, refresh. We need just under $850 to meet that. But you know what else we can meet? $10,000 for Alzheimer Fonden. So yeah, keep those donations coming. Do we have a moment, actually, so I can talk a little bit about Alzheimer Fonden?
Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, as you might have already guessed, we are raising money for this organization. Alzheimer Fonden is the Swedish fundraising organization focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. Alzheimer Fonden organizes projects, camps, and events for youngsters affected in different ways due to parents or other relatives diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So thank you all for helping us raise $9,392 so far. And keep those donations coming. You are absolutely insanely generous so far. Back to you, herreteman.
Right. Skullwoods is one of the 2 technically itemless dungeons in the run. And it's so close to being skipped because the painting is also in the overworld, like Irene was. But there's so many bad things about this dungeon that just we want to skip it, but unfortunately nothing works out. We have a full list of things that are bad, so if any of you would like to elaborate.
Okay, so I guess so the room we're going to be coming up to quite shortly is probably the just main reason this dungeon is the worst in the run. And yep. And the boss for this dungeon is just an auto scroller that is very easy to mess up if you aren't careful.
And many of the rooms don't have anything going for them, like this one. It's basically just
This one.
an auto scroller through all of the rooms in the dungeon, and you don't have to pay attention to any of them except for this one, party room. If I get good RNG,
Boy.
this is gonna be really cool. If I don't, it's gonna be very sad. Here we go. Oh, that looks pretty good actually.
Oh,
Ooh,
All right,
Hey.
nice.
very nice.
yeah. Whether or not you can get that cycle is entirely RNG dependent.
You place a statue
And you
know
have
that
just
it works.
you have just some of the worst enemies in that room. You have the the Gibdo there who just wants to give you lots of hugs.
That's
You have a mini Moldorm who's just chaotic movement.
I've
and
never
then-
failed that, by the way, falling down like that. You have a little bit of distance with a merging, but I was way too quick on that. Alright.
And I guess another detail you may be missing is that whenever you merge, the floor masters instantly drop, which we can abuse quite a lot.
Right. For this test, we have two different strats, and I'm gonna go for the fast one and hopefully get it. Not quite. It's really weird, so it's fine. Kill this guy, and then we dash up, land here, and since this is not technically a respawnable space because it's covered, we can just fall down and go right into the door. Into the last part of the dungeon that actually has a skip. Two of them, in fact. Alright, be careful here. Alright. Take it easy.
Yeah, it's faster to like melt the Gibdos, but Gibdos do a lot of damage, so that's scary.
Right. Here's eyeball duplication. I'm gonna go and get this eyeball. Place it in this pedestal, and as it's going in, I pick it up again. And now we can go to the other one. If I don't drop it. Like so. That's gonna skip a lot of just going through this entire room and then an outside section just to get the other eyeball, which is very convenient.
Yep.
And it's
As
time
you were
for...
mentioning earlier, a lot of the rooms in this dungeon are auto-scrollers. This room is just like two giant auto-scrollers if you mess that up, or you do glitchless.
It's time for Set Autoscholar boss. We're gonna see him on screen for quite a while, compared to Zaganaga at least, which is the Desert Palace boss. It's a really scary hand. He can punch really, really strongly. So strong, in fact, that you can just do that and skip the entire fight.
Thank him for breaking that wall open there. Or, you know.
Shoutouts to this trick found on day one. We still use it because we have no way to skip anything else in the dungeon. Right. Next part, in this order that I do myself, is gonna be Ice Ruins. Ice Ruins has a pretty long section to actually get to it. You have to go to Tower of Hera, then cross the bridge, go into a very annoying autoscola, fall down, take your portal, and then congrats, you're in the area. And then you have to go all the way back up the mountain. So we're gonna skip most of it because that's how this game works.
Gonna skip one of the two auto scrollers.
Yep. Right.
You know,
There's...
I think,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this dungeon here, in any percent, of all the dungeon skips, this makes me the most jealous as a glitchless runner, because Ice Ruins has, in my opinion, the worst room in the game. And we're not even gonna see it.
Alright.
That
Do
little
that.
narrow ice room.
Get into the bridge, cross to the other side,
Nice.
and that's a bridge that we're not supposed to cross that way, only to the left. So that skips quite a lot. And now we're in Autoscola. So definitely read donations, as there's one thing that is cool here, and I'm gonna do it right away and not explain it.
I can absolutely read you this one donation. We have $10 from Ego Panic saying, finally able to donate to this great event. I'm already excited for all the great runs this week. Also can't wait for herreteman to finally defeat the evil Yuga. Those $10 are also going to the Glitch exhibition. Thank you for your donation. And let's keep those donations coming. Back to you.
Right, nothing much going on here except that I want to keep all of my health. Also kill this guy instantly. And while we wait, I'm gonna do my usual thing and make a portrait of someone in chat. A bit scuffed, but hey, if this is you, congrats. We're just gonna go all the way to here. Make sure we don't fall down. And that's pretty much it. Oh, this second lost color, not skippable, as we said. But thankfully, we have quite the skip coming up. Because, as we said, Icewind is such a long dungeon with so many scary enemies that can one-hit you for 4 hearts, I think, at max. Which is
Yeah.
pretty stupid. But it's also kind of like Hera, in that it's a vertical dungeon that you can fall through floors. And we're gonna abuse that. Also, you can see every single time I use the fire rod, this quick cancel makes it so I can just move right away. It's pretty nice. So anyway, this elevator here, and yeah. And then, very carefully. That was very close. Here's the boss, by the way. If I can actually kill it. There we go, it's dead. That was Ice Ruins. This is a really convenient escape, by the way. If you go to the lower part of the arena, the boss spawns. For some reason, the trigger is only there because you're supposed to enter it on the lower part. So thanks, Nintendo, for that. We can just go to the higher part.
Yeah, that was so close to being in the bottom half of the arena when you fell on it.
Also, that's Rosso. By Rosso. Rosso gives us the power gloves, which, if you have been here from the start, we don't have. In fact, we don't even need to use them at all.
Yeah, skipping Power Gloves is one of the advantages of both Desert Palace skip and the damage boost into Death Mountain at the very start of the run.
Yep. Right, we have 3 dungeons left. One that cannot be done last, and we're gonna do last. And Dark Palace and Turtle Rock. I'm gonna go to Dark Palace. There's a pretty cool skip first that will hopefully get fast because it's very RNG dependent. Right, so explain the section before the dungeon so I can just showcase how it works.
If you play this casually, you'll remember there's like a guard maze out here that we have to sneak around by merging in the walls and stuff to avoid getting detected. But we're going to do our herreteman here is going to do a very specific setup that will allow us to skip pretty much all of it, except for like the last, maybe, was it 2 sections, 2 groups of guards?
Yep, using
And it
this
all
guy.
depends on the Snapdragon here.
It's Chompy, right here. Please aggro me. Alright, I'm gonna move him with sword beams so I can be fast. Get hit. Stun. Bonk into a tree and get pushed here. And now be very careful so I don't fall down. And that's Dark Maze skip. We still have to go through this. And I was a little late, so I'm gonna wait for this cycle.
I guess while we're talking here, shoutouts to me getting Ocarina of Time tier during a rando race.
Oh no.
What?
The rando showcase.
Oh, right.
Case, yeah.
Rando. There's a rando, right.
We do have rando.
I wanted to shout at the rando at some point, but I guess we can do it now while we just go through rooms that can't be seen. Because there's nothing going on in Dark Palace yet. Really tight execution, hopefully. The rando is pretty recent, from last year, April, I think. It was abandoned for a while, and now our friend Lemon Kong is actually updating it. And it got updated last night with a few things. This rando still has a lot of things to go, and of course, we have to compare it to the gold standard of randos, which is A Link to the Past, because it's very similar as a game. It's still really fun, and if you want to try it, go ahead. I also moderate that, so every single time you have a question about the rando, I'll probably be on Discord and answer it ASAP. That's how my life works.
Oh, yeah.
Right. The gimmick of this dungeon is that the boss door is gonna have 4 eyes that we have to shine light on. And so we have to go up here just to do that, and then go back down and go to the boss. There's nothing that can be actually skipped here, except one thing that is probably intended. I refuse to believe that it's not intended by Nintendo. They wouldn't give us set power if it wasn't intended, but you'll see what I mean. Right, there's 2 extra keys that we are supposed to get, and then we go with the mid boss that opens a path in order to go to the boss key, which also needs another key. Instead, the switch that opens the last thing, so we can go to the boss, is conveniently at a perfect size, so we can just do this. Thanks, Nintendo. And hopefully bowling goes well. Right, there's a non-zero chance that bowling goes terribly because bombs decide to just flip to the floor for no reason. Like that. Did you see that? Nice game. Alright, didn't happen.
It's my favorite room in this dungeon for exactly this reason right here.
Such a funny room.
That's also why it's important to, you'll notice he grabbed a stamina jar there after throwing the second bomb. It's pretty important to make sure you get that. You will run out.
This boss, I'm gonna pre-place 3 bombs, switch to lamp, and it's gonna hit his mask 3 times. This is Gemasaur King, by the way, not Helmasaur. And I want to change the bombs again for the 4th hit. I failed to press Y apparently. Oh, there we go. And now we have to pray that the boy decides to be a good boy. Please attack me. Thank you. What a good boy.
Yeah, Gemasaur can just decide to be a major troll, and it always feels like it's when you're on better paces.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look at me again. Thank you. What a good boy today.
Nice.
Yay. He decided to die fast, for once.
Alright.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I have no water left.
So what can go wrong there is, you notice how he shouted and all the torches went out and the room went dark and he went into like Ghost Boy mode.
Ghost boy.
He can just do that whenever. So you hope to get all 7 of your hits in that second phase, but after you get rid of the first darkness. But sometimes he doesn't want to cooperate.
And this is Golly, by the way. Second best Sage, right behind Irene. I mean, second best 7 Sage. Important. And as we go
That's right.
into the next dungeon, we can definitely fit in a donation.
Definitely. Well, I have $5 from RP Priya saying, A Link Between Worlds. The world ends with you. 2 great world games played by 1 great guy. Congrats on being at ESA and good luck with the glitches. That money is going towards the GTA 3 color palette for Retro City Rampage happening later this marathon. And the leaderboards for that are currently looking as follows. The ever-pleasant My Eyes is in the lead with $20, and GTA 3 is in second place with $5. Still yet to score, it's Black and White, PC DOS, and Virtual Boy. So if any of these color schemes interest any one of you, then get your donations in and select those. But yeah, thank you for the donation, and it's back to you, herreteman.
Yep, as you see, I'm on our ledge right now. The lower lake part of the world is actually loaded now because we can see it from the Dare Palace part. So we can just go into the ledge and fall down. And we're gonna do something really funky here called Turtle Skip. Go ahead and explain why I'll do it because it's hard to explain by myself.
Okay, so you'll notice how herreteman swam up to those stairs in a very particular way. It was so he could do something called animation storage, which you may have actually encountered in your casual playthrough, but just never noticed, because I know for a fact I did. But
Oh, come on.
getting hit also cancels it, by the way, which
The next time we touch anything, Link is gonna do the animation for getting out of water. So we want to do it in this side and not touching a pole. There we go. And that skips all the turtles. So Turtle Rock is just a dungeon that exists.
And I guess a note for flipperless, when you do that, instead of just losing half a heart, you also drown when you get hit, so you lose a whole heart.
Right, Turtle Rock is gonna be pretty fast if everything goes well. But first we have to go through all these three guys as we approach young Wizzy, my boy.
Yeah, young Wizzy is...
Okay, a wizard. That's gonna help us.
yeah. He is the alternate... He is used to avoid the frame-perfect boss key skip.
We're gonna stand here, move the camera so he spawns, shoot at us, and do that. And that skips basically the entire dungeon.
Yep.
Oh. We get
Okay.
friends as tanks. And we go into Greynex, which is also pretty RNG, so hopefully everything goes well. He only has one neck this time, and we only need one rod for it. He's gonna choose one of 5 holes randomly and just go to it. And it doesn't matter if it's close or not, so we just need to get lucky, which is pretty nice so far. And now shoot an arrow to hopefully get a first hit, and we have to pray that he decides to jump us. On any other attack is a no-go. We need the jumps. That's a pretty good start. Nice. There he is, exploding. This deals 5 hearts, I think, or 4 maybe, so we won't avoid it. But this one, we want to get hit. Not the greatest
So
RNG.
you purposely take the hit on that one. Otherwise, he's gonna keep spinning and bouncing all over the room, and it just takes forever.
That's gonna be Turtle Rock, our 6th dungeon. And now we can go to the final one, which is also gonna be quite another scholar, but kind of a fun one for like half of it. But there's many reasons we do Thief's Hideout last. One of the first is that you can't actually do Thief's Hideout last. Care to explain why?
Yeah, so if you remember when you finished your 7th Laurel dungeon, you got a cutscene for when you get the Triforce piece. And as you've seen earlier in the run, if you do cutscenes out of order, it gets really weird. So when we finish Thieves Last, it allows us to watch the Osfla giving us back the Sand Rod cutscene instead of that Triforce cutscene.
Yep.
But because we don't need Sand Rod, we don't really care.
Yep. That's another reason why boots are so good, because just being able to skip the boss in Desert Palace allows you to do that dungeon last, and it saves you a lot of time from that, and from not having to buy Sand Rod, you also save 50 rupees. So everything is cool. We're not that great on time, considering how Carol went. So I'm not gonna try to do the cool strat that I promised I'd do, unfortunately. Or should I just wing it anyway? Should I?
I don't know. It's a hard strat.
If I fail it, I'm gonna lose like a minute and a half from having to
Yeah.
do stuff. So let's just not. Let's just not. Sorry, Rom.
I guess I can talk about it here. The strat we were talking about is there's a mini boss skip you can do, but it is very precise, very difficult, and it really only saves like 15 seconds done well.
I wanna get hit here since I'm not skipping the mini boss, and having sword beams actually makes it harder. Oh, what was that, Link? Right, I want to do this. I thought this is really good because it also goes over walls, so we can do this. And I'm also gonna try to do the latest discovery in this game. I'm gonna actually line it up because it's funny. If I actually get it. I haven't practiced this like at all, but yeah, you can just do that.
Yeah, shoutouts to Lemon Kong for discovering that.
And now, since that room is solved, I'm gonna do something that may seem counterintuitive, which is moving the statues again. Because I'm gonna do something that I like to call quality assurance clip, because there's no way this got through that. And it's gonna be really obvious. If you have paid attention to this room, you probably know what I'm trying to do. But here it is. Boom. Just go through the floor. Right. And from here, I'm gonna solve this room here, skipping, hitting another switch. If I can actually aim, of course. And we're gonna go right into the meat boss.
So I guess fun fact with that, Link can enter the door backwards, but Thief Girl can't.
Oh yes, Thief Girl. We're gonna have a lot of playing to do.
Yeah.
Right. If all of them wake up, no. I'm gonna have another cycle, unfortunately. That's how life works sometimes. And here ends the fun part of the dungeon. It's time to go into the escort mission. There's so many layers to this escort mission, unfortunately. So, to summarize everything in this dungeon, by the way, the painting is not located in here. It's located in a shack right next to the dungeon. We can clip into the shack, but it doesn't have a loading zone until we actually beat this dungeon. Alright, that's cool, let's just beat it. We can enter the boss arena, but the boss doesn't spawn for some reason, because it's tied to this girl, Thief Girl, that we have to escort all the way. Alright, let's try to move her fast. We can't dash with her because she just stops. We can't go out of bounds with her because she just goes back to her jail. So the only thing that we can do here, I'm gonna grab the heart, is take Thief Girl all the way through the dungeon until we go into the boss room. That's how life works. What can you do? There's no chance we're skipping this ever, unfortunately, unlike Schoolwood.
Yeah, the devs were just way too mean to us there.
This is a really solid game sometimes. This is one of those cases. Right. We're gonna solve this room as normal. Escort Thief Girl for the 2 buttons. then drain the water because she can't swim, unfortunately. And go into one of the 2 tricks that we can do in this part. That is cool. Also, enemies spook Thief Girl, so we're gonna have to kill this bat. That's not gonna work, but... Oh, it is gonna work. What the hell is that hitbox?
Really?
Huh?
I did not expect that.
Right. Oh, come on. Right.
So yeah, Thief Girl can just be a troll like that.
Thankfully, we leave her behind here. Actually,
Bye.
no. But I would love to. Another trick here is it's frame perfect and it's fine if I fail it. I call it the Ben Stephens drop. I don't know why, but shout outs to Ben Stephens. Hey, I actually got it. Nice. If you just stop your dash in a perfect frame there, you fall down, saving just a few seconds from not falling normally. And here's the room that we solved. Just a few more rooms until we can actually finish this. But first we have to beat a few guards here in the next room. Or next room after. First monster part! Yay! Shout out to that. Free time loss. Anyway.
Yep. Oh, speaking of free time loss.
Oh, yeah, thank
Now,
you.
where's the purple one?
No, please don't. Alright, 2 guards are gonna spawn here. I'm gonna place 2 bombs and hopefully hit the left one twice. Beautiful, but he didn't go all the way to us. And finally, we're at the entrance. The door is gonna close. And we need to get the boss key, which is right here again. Thanks, Nintendo. There's a really funky time save here. If we get to this as it moves. And we go to Stall Blind. Explain the fight because it's probably gonna be really fast if everything goes right.
So you'll notice herreteman equipped hammer, and that's because hammer for some reason has double hits on Style Blind, which makes it just the best weapon.
It also deals
Which
like
it does.
4 times the damage, by the way. And interrupt this. Oh, if I actually hit it, of course. Come on. Alright, it's fine. Intended strikes. Listless, technically. Right, this phase 2. Let's see the opening spin. So we use that. That's gonna deal 8 damage in total, I think. No, 8 no. 24 damage in total for some reason. So that's gonna make this last fight, if it lets me hit him. Alright, this is the worst timeline of my life, but there we go. It's dead. It's fine. We are through. That's the actual last dungeon. Sometimes it goes pretty well in this way, and he dies really fast. We have to adapt to a few patterns that he can give us. But it didn't really work out in my favor this time. Anyway, this cutscene is gonna open the shack that I talked about, and there's Osvaldo's painting, the final one, and we are right next to Hyrule Castle, or Laurel Castle, actually, because we're in Laurel. So we can go there and finish the game. And Flora mentioned it earlier, but there's not gonna be a Triforce cutscene. However, the cutscene technically still has the things prepared to actually happen, which means that I'm gonna demonstrate it here. You'll see what I mean.
Oh.
I don't know if you know about this, that's all. So, be prepared.
Yep, I do know what's going on here. I enjoy this very much.
Right, so there's this thing here that we can just climb. That is supposed to be where the Triforce is, so we can just go to the void and chill for a sec. Here's the Triforce, as you can hear. Let's enter the water. But we have a game to finish, so let's actually go back and actually go through the last section of the run. Laurel Castle, best song in the game. Many trials to beat. We're definitely not skipping any of them.
Oh.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be going to all 4, and we're starting off with the favorite one being the one with the purple Moldorm.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna save here, by the way, just in case. There's a slight chance that I die to Uganon. Non-zero chance, because Uganon hits really hard. So let's be safe. Also, it's gonna ask us to take a break, so maybe consider it. Get off your chair, stretch a little bit. I'm not gonna stop playing, unfortunately. Why not take a break? And here we go. Bombing song, as I said.
He's
As
a
you-
pretty patty.
As you beat
Oh my God.
all of the trials, you get more instruments added to the song, which make it really, really cool once you get all 4. Also-
Yeah, I'll say getting the full progression is one of the fun parts of Glitchless.
Mm-hmm.
The non-fun part is actually doing the trials, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah. You just gotta do it for the music.
Sure. Right, I'm gonna enter bomb trial. As you may know from basically every single Zelda game, bombs are kind of broken. So we're gonna use the most broken kind of bomb, the giant bomb. One of the 3 types of bombs that are in this game. The other being nice bombs that we're not gonna get, but they are quite nice. So shoot this, and now it's time to set up. We're gonna move this bomb somewhere on here. Do that. And I need a very specific position. That should work. No, it's not gonna work. That should work. Let's go. And we're out of bounds.
Oh, very.
And finally, do the safe strat so I don't mess it up. And that's trial skip. We can go to Uganon, which is a very scary fight. And I'm going to try to be as aggressive as possible, so explain as much as you can while I try to not get hit.
so that was trial skip. Yeah. So with bombs getting bigger, they get more broken and allow you to skip more and more. And that version of trial skip skips the frame perfect method that was used to be used in runs.
Ah, that was a very bad attack. Alright, it's fine. It's not fine. Alright. Go away. This stab deals 5 hearts of damage, so I don't want to get hit at all. So I just strafe it. Please stop doing it. Would you please give me an actual attack? Alright, thank you. Alright, it's 64 hits with sword or bow. But thankfully in this last second half, you can do something cool. Which is forcing him to do... Oh, never mind. How? There we go. This attack. Which is 9 to 10 hits free, and then you force the teleport and repeat. Oh. Why did you turn? Oh, no, 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 no! Why did he turn?
Yeah.
That was so weird. The hell? Alright, it's fine. That's why I saved. See?
Yep.
Yeah, you can do that.
Ah, that sucks.
Yeah. That's the really the really tough thing about this fight is you want to be very aggressive in this fight, but he 2-shots you. and it's over. So it's a really, really tough fight there, and getting the manipulation there to get him to constantly do his charge up slash like that. The fact that he didn't behave properly just messed up that whole second part.
Yes.
There.
Direction he decides to go after throwing a trident is completely random, so I just happened to be in the perfect spot where he would reappear. Oh, that's bad. But thankfully we can get this again, which is also cool. Alright. I was expecting that guy to fall down. Please don't be in the way. I hate you. I hate you!
Oh no.
The authentic experience.
Right.
Look, we skipped the big Moldorm, so we have to get trolled by the little one. That's just the law of Moldorm.
It's fine. This skip is free. Is it free? Is it free actually? It is. Right, be safe again. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hi-yo. That was really close to being something I've never done before. Very, very close. Alright, take two. It's fine. It's gonna be much better on RNG this time. Why? No, 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 no. Be a good boy, please. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. He's trolling again. Right. Stop. Alright.
Sir.
This attack at once, so it's fine. Now we get the teleport. That's good. Alright, he's not turning around. This is the behavior we want. Please die, please die, please die! Oh, I'm so... Oh, okay. This is very stressful when you are at one hit. Oh. Talk about stressful. Talk about stressful! Oh, we are through!
Oh my god!
Alright, I'm gonna need to channel the spirit of my fellow Spaniard and King of Clay, Rafa Nadal, because this is a tennis section. Vamos, Rafa! I'm gonna... Oof. Stop! Oh, I'm so... Alright, one hit, one hit. Giovanni is gonna go into the wall. That makes him invulnerable to all of our attacks. So Zelda is gonna conjure a neat thing for us called the Bow of Light. The only item in the entire game that we can actually use only when merged. And a perfect MacGuffin that we're gonna just use to finish this fight. One shot here, one shot to the back. And it's time to avoid chickens after this.
Okay, now I can't unsee them as chickens.
Come on, it's the same as the minigame. Everybody knows. Right, round 2.
I mean, it's perfect logic to me.
Round 2 go well. Right, let's try for the Matador shot. We got it! Let's go.
Nice.
That's completely random, and I love it. He just decides to turn around instead of having to touch you. I don't know why it happens, but it works. And now we just need to mash. Whenever this actually ends, we just chill. Give it to me, you cannon. Both balls. And now, for the final hit, we're gonna do a 360 no scope all the way around the arena. And you know what? I hate him. Get lamped. Idiot.
The ultimate disrespect.
This is for being bad after so many good fights during this weekend that I was practicing. Time is not quite yet, unfortunately. We have to go and do just a little walking. Hopefully we don't die on the way to a Triforce. There's a lot of things that could happen. Maybe one of the tiles is misaligned and we trip and fall down. Maybe the birds decide to...
That red bird there is looking pretty hungry.
Pretty sassy so far. Hi. There it is, the Triforce. Oh, and there's Zelda, by the way. Hi, Zelda. That's the second time we see her. I feel so weird having the lamp there. Anyway, as we press the Triforce, we are done.
GG.
GG.
That was really unfortunate. But it was fun. I'm 2 for 2 on Yuan Death at TSA now. Third time is gonna be the charm, I swear. Oh, also, did you know that Ravio is Lorul Link? Sorry for the spoiler, it's gonna come up right now. But yeah, that was A Link Between Worlds. Hope you enjoyed it. I didn't perform as well as I expected. I'm sorry. But if you enjoyed it, of course.
I think that applause is pretty conclusive there.
We have a very welcoming Discord that I'm always on and always answering any questions that you want. So if you want to actually join our Discord and learn this game, it's now very, very accessible because we allowed both custom firmware for video capture and emulator on the leaderboards. So you can pick this up without having this hunk of junk weird thing on my really old 3DS that costs a fortune. You don't have to do that now. And also we have the rando, as I said, really fun rando, still getting updates. Last update last night. If you want to join as well, it's a really cool game to play. Please play A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah.
That's my
I do recommend running it.
Yep.
And
Incredibly fun run.
Because I had this message, but I couldn't get it in time. For the Japanese stream, konnichiwa. Kamigami no Triforce 2 wo tanoshi demasu ka? 3年前でながら実現できなかった日本のリストリームに出演する機会がありました。今日ここに来て幸せです。Manmanu-san, thank you very much for being commenting, コメントしてくださってありがとうございます。日本友人ネロさんのすばせか、ラチュさんのマリアナさんのあしてよろしく。Thanks for having me. I'm really excited for being a Japanese stream because I'm a fucking weep. I'm sorry.
Thank
All right,
you.
that was all I had to say. Thank you, Flora. Thank you, Desert, for being with me through this very mentally stressful run.
Indeed, thank you very much, herreteman, for that amazing, amazing run. All right, coming up next, it's Typing of the Dead. But before that, a quick intermission, and we'll get going as soon as we can.